So, this is a drawn rant that's been in the wings for a while, and I figure since, hey, it's a rainy day, I might as well talk about it. The commentary community. Now, I've done quite a few commentary videos, and honestly, they are obviously some of my most popular videos. But they're not the kind of commentaries I'll be ranting about today. Nowadays, when people think about commentary videos, the more popular names that come to mind are leafyishere, pyrocynical, and blah blah blah, you know it. And frankly, I don't like that commentary community. Now, granted, there are a few of them that I do occasionally watch, but at the end of the day, I still don't like the community as a whole. It's nothing personal, I just don't like their content and find it rather... ugh. And let me give you some reasons why I don't like them. Let's start with the fact of gameplay footage. Yes, gameplay footage. Now I get it. You obviously want to trick the YouTube system and have your videos be classified as video game related, and frankly, that's kind of boring after a while. Most of the time you see commentators talking over two primary games. Initially it was just CSGO, and now it's technically Overwatch. Now, granted, I am aware that a number of them are upping the quality of their videos, putting different games out, and even using cartoon avatars with little to some different poses. Gee, I wonder where I've seen that before. Yeah, like that hasn't been done before on YouTube by other YouTubers. Hell, sometimes you see these animations, but I've done a lot better and I have less than a budget than they do. Yet these guys can't be bothered to spend a small portion of their YouTube paychecks in attempting to improve their content. Now, I will say that a couple of them do actually do that, and they also provide shoutouts, which is actually something pretty good to do. Well, most of them do shoutouts anyway. Now, before anyone does get on my case, I will admit that I do know a few commentators that do actually put some effort and actually invest on improving their content, both with the aesthetic value and their quality. Though I may not like him, Pyrocynical does come to mind as he has some custom avatars and is getting more poses for him. But more often than not, you'll see mostly just gameplay footage or them just talking in front of a mic. And frankly, if you're into that, hey, that's all you. I just find it kind of boring and repetitive. There's also comedy that has to come to play. Now, I'll say this, as I've said before on my channel multiple times, humor is subjective. I've said that enough times to be my secondary catchphrase on this channel. And I usually give the benefit of the doubt as a joke is just being harmless. As such, I usually skip over that. The problem is when the same joke is used again and again and again, and you get the point. Now, I don't see something wrong with repeating a joke. There's a thing called the running gag. However, it only works when you're not beating people over the head with the same joke every single video. leafyishere is notorious for doing this, and so I'm not seeming like I'm gonna just picking on the guy with no chin. I couldn't help with the cheap shot. I'm sorry, I failed you all. There are only a few other commentators who do get under my skin with their so-called comedy. One such guy being Sinnoh, who uses Nibbler from Futurama. He's a guy who seems to be talking in ASMR style, using swearing equals comedy style. Look, when it comes to swearing, I can get a chuckle here and there when it's used properly. But when you're consistently swearing in a calming voice, for me, that elicits more of a tone to put me asleep. While I'm not an expert on comedy, when you're using hyperbolic swearing, tone is a very important aspect. And frankly, I do find this delivery to be boring. Now, like I said before, I do watch a few commentators here and there. And one who I've been watching recently has actually, kind of blown up because of his latest video. Hey, watch your mouth. I think it's his delivery. He does a lot of swear equals comedy thing, but unlike Sinnoh, in my opinion, there actually feels like there's actual emotion behind his delivery. Behind, hey, watch your mouth's delivery. I don't think you get the same vibe from Sinnoh, but hey, that's just me. And now let's talk about bandwagons. I'm guilty of this because I've made various videos on popular subjects, and it's garnered me some attention. Hell, even this video will probably do the same thing, hopefully. My videos on MatPat, Grade A Under A, and a few of my Verlisify videos are some of my more popular videos on my channel. Granted, my videos are more for long-term viewing and not just going with popular subjects, and you could say this video is talking about some recent things going on, like with the drama that sparked between Hey Watch Your Mouth and leafyishere. And yeah, I admit I'm taking advantage of the situation, but I have no interest in making more videos concerning the subject. Most of my content is more for entertainment purposes and the means of improving others. The Draw and Rant series is just me to talk about whatever the heck's on my mind and to get some stress out while drawing. I highly doubt that people will actually respond to this video, but if they do, I hope they can make some really good content and actually counter my points. And that's what gets under my skin too. A lot of the commentators that you see will often go with insults instead of actually countering points. There are too many Leafy clones out there, and frankly, that scares me to have that many on the site. So many people replicating a similar style, and a style that is practically only used to dump on people. Ugh! Ew! If there is something up in the heavens, Jesus, Buddha, Arceus, Princess Celestia, that one elephant Indian god, hell, I'll settle with Loki. Don't let this site drown with these kinds of videos. I'm kidding. So long as the material isn't slanderous, and by that, if there's any real evidence behind your points and people aren't just making random accusations and insults without anything really behind it. Great, eh? And if the content doesn't do anything illegal or against the rules, then I don't have really anything against people making that kind of content. It's just that this is the era of YouTube that we're in. We're seeing an influx of commentators, just like when we saw so many Abridged series creators, the Angry Video Game Nerd clones, the Channel Awesome clones, so many Let's Players, and this is the hip new thing to do on YouTube. Now, this isn't to say that all YouTube commentators are bad. Some can be good, some can be bad, and others can be boring, and others can be entertaining. Pretty much how every community on YouTube is like. And hey, with the whole drama going on, I might as well give my 2 cents on the matter. After all, you all know in the next few days a lot more exposed videos are going to go up onto the site. Now, there are a lot more things I could bring up, but this is a rant, and this is just something so I can get my thoughts on the subject, and maybe get some traction going on with my channel. What are your guys' thoughts on the commentary community? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like the video, if you like the art, or my voice, which I highly doubt is why you're here, please leave a like if you feel like it. I'm Manga Comment, and remember to examine your fandom.